What's going on, you guys? I'm Matt. He's Dan. Y'all know the drill. We're Mouth of the Mark. This is a weekend wrestling on a Thursday. I almost had to check the date, dude. I was like, hey, it's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It's not quite
It's
Friday yet, though. Not quite. Not quite.
not quite Friday.
But we are almost there.
That's generally where Thursday is in the week.
Usually. Except for
Usually.
that one time. But nobody remembers that.
Right.
So it's been an interesting week for WWE this week, I think. NXT was great, which we can talk about that. Let's get that out of the way first because Raw is going to take longer, I think.
Okay.
And NXT was most recent. So this week on NXT, they did William Regal's little opening segment where he's announcing that Austin Aries will be facing Baron Corbin at Takeover Dallas. And I have to say, Austin Aries is going to bump for Baron Corbin like a maniac in Dallas. Win or
Oh
lose,
yeah.
win or lose, Corbin's gonna look like $1,000,000 at the end of the night. Like that is just a
Yeah, he's gonna
guaranteed
lose.
fact.
Austin Aries is gonna lose because he doesn't really have much to lose, and they want to build him in NXT. And I'm almost positive that Corbin is gonna be at SmartMania, but
Ah,
or maybe even WrestleMania.
what does he do at WrestleMania? Like, do they do the Battle Royal? Like, I mean,
No, I don't think it's going to be an Andre the Giant thing. I think he makes an impact. I don't know where they're going to put him, but I just feel like he's going to be in a storyline. I just think that they're going to write him in somehow. I don't know how, but
I don't either, unless like he does a run in after Kalisto after he beats Ryback.
is that the match for Mania?
I'm what I've heard is that's what's been teased and Ryback's in them. Where everybody's saying that the Intercontinental title is going to be the multi-man match, I hear the U.S. title is going to be the multi-man
Yeah,
match.
see
But
that
then
just
I've
makes more sense to me. It's like I kept hearing that Zayn was going to be in some kind of either multi-man match or Zayn was supposed to work Cena. But it's like none of that doesn't make any sense. Like I mean, I don't even know where that would even come from as even as an idea. Because I mean, it's not even like the E is hinted towards anything like that. But I mean, since the U.S. title is kind of not, I mean, it's weird that they pushed that angle with him and Del Rio so much to put Kalisto over, and then now that he's over or as over as he's probably going to get with the title, they aren't doing anything at all with it, like at
mm-mm.
all. I mean, if anything, I think he's just had Lucha Dragons matches, right? Like he's just been back in the tag team,
for
right?
the most part, yeah. And I mean, we're getting off topic here when we started talking about Corbin and Aries, but for the most part, yeah, he's been working with the Dragons. But I think that that would be a way to bring Corbin in is like if you want to, you know what I mean? Like if you have an underdog babyface like Kalisto as U.S. champ and you want him to be booked against big guys, well, Corbin's a big guy. Like, I mean, but I don't know if that's what you call impact, an impactful debut. Like, especially at Mania. Like, why would you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm with you though. I think it's going to be the Raw after Mania for Corbin, if anything. I don't think he's going to show up at Mania. But then again,
Yeah.
I didn't think Zayn was going to work Mania either. But it looks like he
Well, see,
is. He's going to work.
that's what I'm saying. I just like I know like I can't see it either. I'm just saying that like I have this weird Mark gut feeling that somehow Corbin is going to be at Mania as a surprise. I don't think he's going to be written into a match. I don't know how they're going to use it, and I can't think of a logical spot for him to be in. But I'm just telling you, I mean, that's never stopped creative before. So I just feel like he's going to be there in some surprise way at either Mania or at Smarkamania.
I'll put my money on Smarkamania. But let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Because we were just talking about Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe had the whole night for a 2 out of 3 falls match. How good? I thought it
Super
was
good.
great.
Super good. If it did feel a little slow in a couple spots, but I mean, I loved it. I mean, it just felt like a pro wrestling match. It wasn't really like a Raw match. It felt like I was watching a match from like I don't know, 96 or 97. Like you know,
It's like even as late as like 03, 04 when Kurt Angle and didn't Angle and Lesnar do a 60-minute or a like they did an Iron Man match on a SmackDown one day and they tore
yeah, something like that. Like I think it was actually a 2 out of 3 falls. I don't know if it was an Iron Man, but
I seem to recall Iron Man and Angle actually lost because he he couldn't like he went for the pin right when the bell rang to win. Yeah, that was when Brock was doing his heel run with Vince.
Okay.
So yeah, that was when he was the corporate champion of SmackDown. So
Yeah, it's a dark time in my life.
yeah.
Jesus.
So, but I thought Zayn and and Joe really tore the house down. I'm excited for Balor and Joe too. Their match in London was fantastic. I think they'll have a just as fantastic match. Even on a big, I know they're going to Dallas, and I know it's going to be a Mania crowd. So you're going to have the best of the Europe fans and the U.S. fans. So I think they're going to tear the house down. I just hope they don't. I hope they don't sound buffer.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be. I think everyone's going to be pleasantly surprised. Um, but who knows? Marks will always find something to bitch about.
Take over Dallas. They have no reason to bitch.
I agree. I agree. I mean, it's just a stacked card. I mean, I think that Corbin Aries match, man, I really feel like it's an under the radar,
It is.
like might be sneaky
But you
like
know what
show
though?
stealer. Good.
You know what though? I feel like anything with Austin Aries in it isn't really sneaky. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, see,
I mean, I
Austin
know.
Aries to me is kind of like AJ Styles though, where like, but Aries didn't go to Japan. Like Aries had all this steam and it was coming out of Ring of Honor, and then he went to TNA, and I mean, his work was always good, but it's like he just again like he just felt like a guy that was kind of phoning it in there for a while, and it's like he didn't go to Japan to reboost his name. That's why he's on NXT and AJ's in the main roster. But I feel like he's gonna. That's why I think he's gonna job the first night. Like that's why I think he's gonna do the job, go out to Corbin. That way Corbin goes off, and then Aries kind of like comes out and does regular NXT tapings, and he's got I got to prove myself, and then you'll see him get a couple enhancement matches, and then they'll put him in a program with somebody because it doesn't really hurt him losing in his debut, honestly, because he doesn't really have as as much clout as someone coming in like a Nakamura does or any of the other Bullet Club guys. I mean, as great of a worker as Aries is, he is the least high profile agent they've signed, free agent they've signed, in my opinion.
Mm, yeah, but it's not like it's between. And as I hate to say this because I'm going to get burned for this. It's between him and Uha, like for the bottom two.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a great comparison. Ua Nation is a great comparison. He was a really good worker that a lot of marks loved, but he wasn't even a main event guy on the
He
indies.
was right. He wasn't.
So,
He wasn't the guy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like So it's those two because like guys like Kenta, guys like Finn, guys like even Joe Styles, Nakamura. They were like the guys.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
They
I
were
mean,
main event guys. Yeah, and Aries was too. If this would have been a few years ago, if
oh,
all
if
right,
this would have
well,
been like right out of Ring of Honor, it would have
yeah,
been.
yeah. If this would have been right out of Ring of Honor, then he would have been just as high a profile signing. But so I mean, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy having Aries down there now that I know Zayn's gonna be gone. Not but Nakamura is supposed to have a long run in NXT, which is gonna be awesome.
So I heard, and he's going to be the first guy in NXT to make main roster money. That's what I've heard.
Which is fine with me. Just put him on my
I've
TV.
I've also heard just a little rumor talk now that we're on NXT. I've also heard that a lot of guys in NXT don't want to get called up now because they see what has happened to Tyler Breeze with the whole Breaking Ground series centering around him trying to get to the main roster, and he's a curtain jerker and a squash jobber on the main roster when he was a you know he
And the
wasn't
Ascension, and Bo
well
Dallas, and
but you know
Adam
what
Rose.
though you know what you'll hear though you'll hear my thing is like those guys have flopped. But on the other hand, Kevin Owens beat Cena his first night. So I think it's not like a label for all NXT guys. I think it just depends.
I think
You
it's a
know.
label for all WWE made NXT guys because Kevin Steen was already huge. And Neville even has kind of managed to stay on the lower mid card to opening match kind of guy because he had a pretty good following and because frankly he's just more talented than the rest of the guys, at least for spots. He may not be the best wrestler out of them, but he's, he has the most talent as far as athletic capability, I should say. Maybe not talent, but
he's got the pops. He's got
yeah,
the pop spots. He's this generation's Jeff Hardy, just without all the tables and all the crazy shit.
he's much better. Yes, I agree.
He's
Much
an
better than Jeff Hardy
athletic.
is.
He's a more athletic and more agile Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
Jeff was a crash and burn spot monkey.
He is a small, much more muscular British Rey Mysterio Jr.
See, I was just going to say a better Paul London and Billy Kidman with the high flyer, but
Another good example. Yes.
So, but let's go to Raw, because Raw happened, and I have to say, the McMahon opening segment, I wish they were keeping it more about Shane and Undertaker and not about Vince kicking Shane out of the family. Like,
well, I have heard through the interwebs that they plan on turning the Undertaker and making him heel. If they do that, then there is no chance that this is his last WrestleMania. But I do agree. But see, to me, it's like you have to make it about Vince versus Shane because
Taker's not at every Raw.
Yeah, and well, not only that, but it's like, what's the plight between Undertaker and Shane? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing there. Like,
for me, it's Taker's doing it because it's Mania, and he's got his reputation at Mania to defend. Vince is doing it because Taker is Vince's creation, and he's gonna, you know what I mean? So like what Vince did the first week when Shane came back was enough. Honestly, I would have minimal Shane and Taker on Raw. Like, I like seeing Shane on TV. The whole him fighting security thing was fantastic.
His
I don't think
he should have gotten physical because I thought it looked really bad. Honestly, like, I mean,
honestly, the working punches, they look the same as before, so it's nothing we didn't expect. But those knees, he was throwing those knees, man.
Yeah, those weren't working knees. Those
were shoot knees, bro. And somebody probably got hurt. But I thought it was great, man. Like, his working punches, shit. But I think that's part of Shane. You know what I mean? Like Ambrose's punch and chop. Like, it looks bad, but it's just part of the character. So Shane's working punches are bullshit. Like, they are just a mockery of themselves.
Yeah.
But it's part of the character. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe it's just a nostalgia in me, but like, I'm enjoying the whole Shane thing, man. Like, I'm hoping that he wins and like Taker turns some other way, but I don't know if Shane's staying long term.
Well, yeah, see, that's another thing. That's another thing that I heard on Squared Circle Radio. They were saying that it is very possible that he is permanently back because, if he was still working with it, I think he's still working as far as he has stock and a position in that either Japanese or Chinese company he was working for. But they were pretty much saying that, like, based on his travel schedule, knowing it's WrestleMania, it's like he's had like no real contact with China, and they're pretty confident that they're making an executive position for Shane again. Like, there's actual backstage weirdness going on because
there is.
And actually, it's weird how like Triple H has made this NXT thing work, and so I think that Vince is butthurt about it. I think that Vince is like, well, you know what? Everyone thinks that NXT is great right now, and that I've lost my touch. And he's pissed, so I think he's kind of like, well, I'm going to bring Shane back, and you know what? Like, maybe I am going in the wrong direction. Maybe this work Shane promo is kind of right, where he's like, well, I have kind of been giving Stephanie and Triple H, the reins for a while, and even though a lot of the niche market does really like it, the mass fans have left and are not watching. So he could be right. Like, now, hopefully,
this is how I know you listen to Russo on Austin's podcast.
For us, huh?
This is how I know you listen to Russo on Austin's podcast.
Yeah, that kills market. Yeah, kills me though. It kills me. That, first of all, yeah, I don't need to get into that. There's too much of a rant there, and I don't need to glorify that bumbling buffoon's ideals. Like, he is a absolute moron. Like, first of all, no, I can't. That's enough of that. I think that there is some truth to the Shane McMahon. I think a lot of this is work shoot, even the actual circumstances they're discussing.
Well, and that was another thing that I got from Austin's podcast is that a lot of that first promo might not have been work. Like, I mean, like I heard a story last week that that when Dean Ambrose came out to Hunter last week and was like, "You like Shane McMahon?" That was Vince fucking with Hunter because Hunter doesn't like Shane.
What's not to like about Shane though? I feel like, and it's like
Shane's in the
anytime any
way.
wrestler talks about him on a podcast, or any wrestler, and not just like one side or one group, not just like Shawn or like or Stone Cold or Flair, they all love him. They all love him. Like there's never why. I mean, obviously because of Stephanie being his wife, I can understand there being a little bit of that whole like edged out thing. But see, that's what I've never understood either. It's like, why does there have to be one sole like? I mean, this is pro wrestling, and so I know that all of us marks are like, well, there's this thing, but it's like in real life, it's like that doesn't really make any sense why they would be worried that one is going to edge out the other. Like, why can't they not just jointly run the fucking company? Like, plenty of companies do that. It's almost like we're thinking about real life in pro wrestling storyline context, and it's like, why would he have anything against Shane? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, and the whole idea of like, oh, well, now that Shane's back, I mean, he might actually get another executive position. Great. He can help. Do you think that Stephanie and Triple H are just going to lose all of their control, like in real life, like behind the scenes? No, that would never happen.
But I thought of a cool angle thing where, you know how all the dirt sheets have been saying for like the last 2 years that Stephanie's been selling a lot of her stock. You could do a work story where Shane brings that up and goes, and who do you think bought all of that stock? And that's how he's back, and that's how he's got his foothold is because Shane's been buying the stock that Stephanie's been selling. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah, I
But
think that's a smart play too. I agree.
moving past the McMahon saga, Owens beat Neville in the first match, which led to a post-match beatdown and a save by Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn's on Raw, and he is here to stay. He is now full-time main roster, so I am excited for that. It looks like in some capacity we're going to get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, and I am so excited. So excited. Like,
yeah, dude, that guy is going to have a fucking hell of a week. Like, no pun intended.
crazy.
But it's like he's going to do all the media. He's going to do it because he's scheduled for Access on that Thursday. There's Takeover on. He's scheduled to do like a 3-hour signing on Thursday. So he's going to sit in a chair for 3 hours, which is terrible for anyone that's active. He's going to sit in a chair for 3 hours and just sign autographs. Then Friday, he's going to work at Takeover. Saturday, he'll get a breather and go to the Hall of Fame. Sunday, he works at WrestleMania. And then Monday, he's probably going to be the Intercontinental Champion because that's going to be the babyface champ payoff for even the casual fans. Like, because I am now a firm believer that there's no way Roman Reigns wins at WrestleMania. There's no way.
I don't know. We'll get to that in a minute because that's next.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what's with this Summer Rae randomly starting to win on Raw and Lana starting to tease in-ring work? Like, why?
I think that they're trying to salvage the fact that everyone continues to butcher the fact that they just dropped that angle. And I think I seriously think that creative is butthurt about it because they know that a lot of marks, every kind of podcast talk shit about how they did that. So I think, or anyone really, like not just podcasts, just like any actual credited websites have just blasted all of that. And I really think that I think that they're going to put them in an angle and just be like, hey, remember when we did this? So that way the writers can say, well, look, what did we do? We finished the story. You just had to wait for it to play out. Even though we all know they're really just doing this now to save face for messing up that angle.
Well, to be fair, the only reason they scrapped it was because Lana hurt herself because it was supposed to be like a tag match or something, and then she broke her wrist or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I think that's going to be a waste of time. I hope that's on the pre-show. Like, I don't want to see that on a Mania card at all. At all. At all.
Dude, I hope that it is simply just there. Honestly, I hope they just squash it before we get to Mania. Dude, there's no way they give them time.
I don't
you're
want
gonna
it.
have two
I don't
Divas
even want it as a
matches
cool
on
down.
Mania. You're gonna have two, and they're not gonna be in one of them.
Yeah,
There's no way.
I don't even want it as a cool down, like at all. Like I don't.
No, it's not gonna be a Mania.
But
There's no way. There's no way.
but after
No way.
that, Ambrose cut a solid promo this week, dude.
Good promo.
It, it, I find I find that in the last few weeks they've been doing like edgier stuff where like they're slowly like peeking back the curtain like to the hardcore fans while keeping it in story for casual fans, which is kind of cool. I really like it because like it gets a pop for like all like the you know everybody wants me as champ anyway kind of things. Like that's kind of cool. I just I don't know what they're gonna do, man. Like this whole Triple H and Dean Ambrose thing at Roadblock, it's literally a roadblock. Like it literally is a fork in the road because I heard that Reigns' nose is a shoot. Like it's not a work, it's a shoot. And the plan is that if he isn't healthy, like they're gonna put Ambrose over.
Yeah, if he. Oh, not a roadblock.
No. At Mania, like
Yeah,
He'll get screwed here, and then they're gonna continue the story.
they'll have Reigns cut a promo on. They'll have him come out and be like, I'm gonna give him. I relinquish my spot to my best buddy.
To my bro.
And then honestly, you know what I think they'll do? If that happens, I think that they'll keep Roman off TV long enough to bring Rollins back with him.
Ooh, that'd be so
He's
cool.
running the ropes.
That's a long time. That's a
Mm,
long time. I know he's
Rollins is
running
running
the
the
ropes.
ropes now.
I know he is. He's running the ropes like twice.
So it's really
twice.
like 2 more months, 2 or 3 more months.
Yeah, but I really think that if you're gonna be 3 more months, wait till SummerSlam. SummerSlam is supposed to be the Mania of the summer. Just let it go till SummerSlam.
But why? Why if you don't have to? Because it would be different if there wasn't everyone else under the sun injured too. But it's like,
well, like I think, like,
and honestly, I think you need to keep Reigns off TV. The guy
here's
is.
my thing. Yeah, the guy's got to cool down. He's got nuclear heat still, so
God,
like,
yeah,
let him cool off. But like, I think that if Orton can come back and if Cena can come back in reasonable time, then yeah, I'd say keep Rollins off TV until SummerSlam or the month leading up to SummerSlam. Then do like vignettes like they did for Hunter, and then a big return, like because he's gonna get it, like.
Yeah, but see that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Well, yeah, part of me. I think that I would love it if it was just Rollins coming back. It's just it. I can already see them saying it's like, well, if we're gonna keep Reigns off TV, then we might as well, because the Office still has butt love for Reigns. It's still very.
That's not going away. That's not going to go away.
So they would sacrifice. And I honestly believe they would sacrifice his Rollin Reigns or Rollin Reigns.
Rollin Reigns,
They would sacrifice Seth Rollins' big coming back party. They would take that moment away from him if they could have him share it with Reigns and make him over again.
But then you're scaring. You're scary there because that's not going to happen. Like it's not.
But it could. But
no, it's not. But do you really think they'll do it right? Like it won't. What's going to happen is
it's easy.
It is easy. You have Dean as champ. You bring Seth out for the huge pop, and then you bring Reigns out after, or bring Reigns out first.
You could just have. All right, so Ambrose goes over at Mania, and then Triple H is off TV for a while. You have Wyatt go into the picture there because it makes sense already. You have a long feud with them. At the end of this feud, he's getting the shit beat out of him by the Wyatt family, and then you hear the Shield thing and outrun Rollins and Reigns. It would be huge. Then they have a little babyface thing, and then one of them turn heel. And at that point, that's when Rollins stays face, and that's when Reigns finally turns heel. And it's Reigns that's the bad guy, and everyone would love it. Give me a job.
So, that aside, what is up with King Barrett being the only guy to take a pin in a 3-on-1 handicap match?
Because he's getting punished.
Because he admitted he was leaving?
Isn't that obvious?
Yeah, because he admitted he was leaving?
Yes.
It's so stupid. Like, and literally, like, it wasn't even a long time. Like, he literally got pinned, and it was 3 seconds later. Like, it was so quick. It was like Barrett's pinned. Oh, look, a bro kick. You lose, Ziggler.
Dude, I heard on Square Circle Radio, I didn't know this, but apparently this had already been reported that before the League of Nations happened, right, like when he was floundering right after the King of the Ring, he requested to go back to NXT. He requested for them to like write him into an
Did he
NXT.
really?
Yes.
Oh, he'd be so good in
It
NXT
would
right
have
now
been
with everything they
perfect. And
got.
it's like, dude, God, make a brand and just send some of your guys back. Like, just send Tyler back, please, God. We will gladly take him back to being what he was in NXT. Like,
Neville too. Send
yeah,
Neville back too.
yeah, any of them. The
YOLO.
Ascension is much more watchable. There's just something about the environment. They're just more watchable. Like, even I kind of groan when they come on like superstars. It's like, or like a Raw match. It's like, but why? They don't make sense here. Not that they're not good. Not that I don't like them. It's just they don't make sense
You know
there.
what the worst part is? They had a chance to even revive them when they put them with Stardust. Like
Yeah,
it could have been great. Like,
yeah,
and then they screwed that up too.
yeah.
Like awful, awful, awful. As my wife throws up the Stardust hand signal. Like
See, I feel like they should put Cody Rhodes in NXT.
oh, that'd be so good. Put Cody in NXT, but have Stardust on Raw. That'd be great.
Yes, yes.
So Becky Lynch and Sasha beat Naomi and Tamina. That was a really quick match. There really isn't much to that. Like it's just a like, hey, look, you know, I like, and I've listened to this a lot on podcasts and read this a lot. I like that this is like the only match, like Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. I like it's that it's the only match that's really only built around a title. Like it's old school booking with like you've got a heel, you got some baby faces, and you're all fighting for the title. Like
Yeah,
and that's it. It's clean cut. You know what I mean? It's literally nothing but competition. Now just bring Bailey up, make it a fatal 4-way, and then we're great.
yeah, yeah. I 100% agree with that.
But I really do. There is a small part of me that still really wishes that it was just a one-on-one match.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, and I know triple threats are hard to pull off, but then at the same time, I feel like some of my favorite matches that I've ever seen have been four-way or triple threats. You know, like so.
Like that time Vacant beat beat Triple H and Shawnee.
Wait, what?
Vacant won at WrestleMania 20. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was a great match. That actually was one of the ones I was talking about.
Yeah, that was a great one.
I
And
just,
even
I just
and
didn't,
even
I
the
just didn't get it at first, but
yeah, and ironically, Triple H and Shawn have been in two of my favorite triple threats, and because the triple threat with Cena at Survivor Series was great.
yeah, that was a good one too. That was a really good one.
So,
That,
but yeah, I mean, like
but I
I
mean,
like
for me,
multiple matches.
20 was better. 20 was better. I mean,
Oh well, yeah.
Vacant is a much better worker than Cena,
That's
especially
well, of
Cena at
course.
the time. Cena now, maybe. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Two totally different styles.
Yeah,
Two
let's
totally
calm
different.
down. Calm down. Uh, tell you what though, my match of the night was Y2AJ versus the New Day. Like match of the
Phenomenal.
night. It was
No pun
it.
intended.
I was gonna say it's AJ Styles. Of course, it's phenomenal. But I mean, it was great. It was great storytelling. It was great near falls. I really thought they were gonna win for a minute, and I'm like, nah, they're not gonna do that. But when they didn't win, I was like, oh, the turn's coming. Like when they didn't win, because in my head I'm like, either they win or the turn happens after a loss. And yeah, I was just like, man, I'm more excited now for AJ and Jericho than I was the last time, and I was excited last time.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I really liked the idea of having AJ with Owens, but now that Zayn's up, I'm totally stoked with it, and it's really impressive to me that even to smarts like us, we're like, oh yeah, it's great. We've seen it so many times, and Jericho's not what he used to be, and I'm kind of tired of him. And it's like, dude, God, this just proves that like Jericho still got it, man. Like, yes, he's lost a step in the ring, maybe, but as far as
But
like psychology
psychology-wise,
and being a
still
like,
got it.
he may not be as good of a professional wrestler anymore, but he is still just as sharp as a sports entertainer, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Like that, and I think that. And I think that even makes it better than if AJ was wrestling 2001 Chris Jericho, because I feel like AJ really needs the rub and really needs to work with the main event sports entertainer, so hopefully we can.
So he can solidify himself as a sports
Yes,
entertainer.
yes, and
Yeah.
he needs to learn. He needs to soak this shit up like a sponge. Like, and
Well,
honestly, I mean, the selling was great. His facials were really good in the match. No homo. Like it was all like I felt like the match went smoothly. New Day was amazing. In-ring work-wise, probably one of their best matches as a tag team, as a three-piece. Like the whole thing was put together really well. Best tag match I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I think that now, I mean, AJ is going to soak up the knowledge. He's been working with Jericho since Rumble, and he's been doing a little bit of work with Miz, and Miz is a great mouthpiece. So I mean, like he's working with the people that he needs to work with since he first got here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. I can't wait. And back to my point of Tyler Breeze just being a squash guy on Raw, Kalisto squashed Tyler Breeze after that, and the Ryback promo thing happens. Like, I really hope they don't go that way with just Ryback and Kalisto. It would be a logical story from like small underdog versus big guy. But I just I don't I don't want Ryback in a one-on-one title match at Mania. And I know that's horrible to say, but I would rather it be a multi-man match. Even if it's an elimination style match. Even if it's a ladder match. Like I don't care. Just like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, I know exactly what you mean. I don't want Ryback on my screen, but
yeah. I don't know, man. And then Ryback beat Curtis Axel, which they made literally zero reference to Rybaxel
yeah.
at all. How do you blatantly ignore that? Like, blatantly. Will you stop putting the cat on my screen? My cat is laying and scratching on my wife's laptop, like cooling tray. So she's just like holding him out to me. Come here, feline. Come here, feline. Come here. I got him. Ah. You will stay with me. So I just don't understand, man. Like, I don't understand how you can just ignore. That's one thing that I don't like about the micromanaged announcing is that they're probably blatantly told to not mention certain things. You know what I mean? Like, blatantly told to either say this or don't say that.
Yeah.
And that bothers me more than anything.
Yeah.
But this match with Curtis Axel, not Ryback's worst match. I actually like him more now that he's just doing the whole arrive, squash, leave. Like, I like him more now that he's doing the Goldberg shit.
It's the only way to hide his inefficiency.
Exactly. It is a way to show his strength and hide his weakness. And that's smart booking. The problem is that his weakness has already been exposed. So there's no saving it. Yeah, I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah. I agree.
So and then the main event of Wyatt and Ambrose, I like the match. Wish it wouldn't have ended in a like blatant disqualification like that. I kind of figured something like that would happen when Wyatt came out by himself, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I was kind of with you until the post-match. You know, the post-match and the moment with him and Triple H was golden to me. I mean, that whole exchange, and I mean, God, like Triple H is so good, man. Like he's, you know,
I maintain
people say stupid shit like he's not really that great. He's just a glorified mid-carder. He wouldn't have never been a main eventer if it wouldn't have been for the McMahons. Like, dude, you're a fucking moron. Like he is an incredible performer. Like there's no. I mean, sure, maybe he's got the writers on his side, and maybe that's helped him. But you can't deny you cannot when he is on the screen, like especially in a like as a worker, as a wrestler, as a superstar, it's
especially now that he's part-time.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like, it's so weird. I think his selling has gotten better since he's gone part-time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, he sold perfect for Daniel Bryan. He sold perfect for the Shield. He's selling great for Ambrose. Like, the dude is just it's great, man. Like, he looked like he died after he took that Dirty Deeds.
Dude, yeah.
Like just like KO'd out.
Yeah.
Didn't
and it's
move.
like it's the most like cliche pun-ish thing to say, but like it's because he is still like a student of the game. He's like even when he's part-time, like, and of course because he's an executive and because he's involved in so much of the talent, like, but he's watching these guys too. And in the back of his mind, you know, he's thinking, if I work with this guy, I would do this. I would take this way. We would, you know what I mean? Like, even when he's not working, even when he's just cutting promos and just being in a mouthpiece. He's constantly studying, like, because the way he worked with Bryan is different than he worked with Taker or than he worked. I mean, it's not just, oh, that's Triple H being Triple H. Like, it's every match he works Triple H, his style. He's still him. It's still his character, but inside to cater to his opponent. And he makes his opponent, if he's a babyface, makes them look like they're unbeatable. And if he's a heel, he makes himself just look fierce, man. But he knows when to sell, and he knows when to like make.
But I think that's the difference.
To make you believe in the babyface, like.
That's the difference now, though. Like, the difference now is that he knows how to make you buy into the story, not just make himself look like a monster in comparison to the others.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the difference. But overall, I'm excited for Roadblock. I think Roadblock is like the wrestling marks WrestleMania card. Like, it's giving you every match you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a poll up on the internet for a couple of wrestling forums that it's like, are you more excited for Roadblock than you are for WrestleMania? And until Monday, my answer was yes. But now they've added a few matches and I know where they're going with certain things. I'm pretty excited for Mania. Like, not 100,000 people excited, but like, I'm excited. Like, I'm about 80,000 excited. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And of course, as always, as Marks, we're excited for Smarkamania.
And Takeover, Jesus.
Yeah, Takeover for sure. I mean, but
that's still reigning supreme to me right now. That's my I'm stoked the most about Takeover for sure.
Yeah, for that week in order, it's definitely Takeover then Mania. But like, Nakamura debut, bro. Like, you can't not be excited for that.
I'm so like anxious to see just the entrance, like.
Right? Oh, speaking of entrance, heard New Day's working on a special entrance for Mania.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be epic.
If they do not have a trombone brass band, and if they are not riding in on rainbow farting unicorns, I will not be happy.
I think that they're gonna find a way to have unicorns, man. I really feel like that's.
I'm just saying. I think we're gonna have some type of horse like unicorn thing.
Yes, I agree.
Pretty sure they're gonna do. I would be so happy. Like, just in the goofy way. Like, I would just be so happy. Like, like the little kid in me will laugh.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, and of course, like Triple H's entrance is going to be phenomenal as always.
Yeah. I mean, they've done a really good job of making Mania the Super Bowl, meaning that no matter what, it's going to be the biggest game of the year. These are like the
commercials.
And it doesn't matter who which two teams are in it. It's everyone's going.
The event sells itself.
Yeah.
Yep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is today's lesson. Don't give a damn what's on it. You're going to watch WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania.
The world will watch. The world is watching.
Oh, damn. I never thought that thing would be true. So, but look, that's it, man. I mean, SmackDown just started. So, spoiler alert, it's okay at best.
Yeah.
I heard Jericho cuts a killer promo, though. I hear Jericho cuts a killer promo.
I'll watch it just to get my mind right for Roadblock. I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's me. Like, I'm not gonna watch it right now. I'll probably watch the highlights on WWE.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Vikings tonight. That's what I'm gonna watch.
Word. I've been watching Young Justice on Netflix.
Oh, nice. Good call. Good call, man.
I've been killing the Marvel and DC shit on Netflix, man. I've watched all the Justice League movies. I've watched all of Arrow and all of Flash. I've watched all of Daredevil. I still need to watch Jessica Jones because I hear that's phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Really good show. My wife
Daredevil. I am so stoked for season 2 of Daredevil.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be good.
The guy that plays Shane in Walking Dead is Punisher. So so excited.
Wow.
Stoked. And I'm waiting for season 4 of Arrow and season 2 of Flash to finish airing so I can watch it on Netflix, because by the time I finished with Arrow and all, they were halfway through the current seasons on CBS.
Yeah.
So I couldn't just jump in because I'd miss a whole half of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just killing all the superhero shit, man. March 25th needs to hurry up and get here so I can go watch Batman versus Superman.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then Suicide Squad's coming soon too.
Yep.
But that's all I got for this week, man. Like I'm just excited for Roadblock. We'll be back here Saturday night after Roadblock to where we can talk about that. Hopefully, we'll be talking about how the inmates are running the asylum as
Yeah.
WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Hopefully, but my fingers aren't crossed for that one. I don't see it happening. Not
No,
yet,
it'll be Mania if Reigns isn't. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So, but that's gonna do it for us for this week, guys. Come back Saturday for Roadblock review, and we'll see y'all next time. I'm Matt. He's Dan. We're Mouth of the Mark, and we're out.
Peace.